Good morning, it's Charli here, and I'm back with your question of the week. I often get emails and messages and comments in my Facebook group. So this week, the question that I've seen that I wanted to answer is, somebody asked, is what people think of me really true, or can I believe they are wrong? So I guess we can all relate. Like, we can say, that person thinks that about me, I don't feel like that's me, and we can start to get into our head a little bit about what that might mean. And I'm sure that we've all had experiences of that, of people either saying stuff about us or us believing that they're saying or thinking something about us. And I think the question's in the answer there. The lady that wrote it, can I believe that they are wrong? ? Now, what does it mean about you if they do say something? Like, what does it matter to you what people do think of you? And I guess it comes down to who you actually think you are. Who do you think you are as a human being? Because if I were to ask you that, you'd probably give me quite a few examples of character traits. I am small, I have got dark hair, or I have got blonde hair. I am shy, I'm not very good in social situations. I don't like speaking in public. And we've created an identity around who we think we are. So we've got this kind of little package called Charli, or Sarah, or Louise, or Rachel. We've got a little package of who we think we are based on our identity, our character traits, our psychology, our thoughts, feelings and behaviours. And that's who we think we are. And if somebody else tells us something, or we get a sense that they don't like us, it can hook into a deep-rooted belief that we're not good enough, that we're not okay as we are, and we start to feel unsafe around that. So, can you believe that that person is wrong? Yes, absolutely, of course you can, because who you think you are is not who you think you are. You are much, much, much more than you think you are. And if other people have opinions, firstly I'd like to say, if other people have seemingly negative opinions about you, that's coming from within them. That's coming from a place in them that's critical about themselves or judgmental about themselves. So outwardly, that will come out as potential criticism or unpleasantness or judgment towards you. But each of us has that in ourselves. So you're creating your experience moment to moment by your thinking in the moment. And what I mean by that is it comes from inside. So we all have thoughts in us. We all have thoughts. They come in and out all day long, and every single human being has that. If we're judging ourselves negatively or harshly or unconditionally, we tend to judge other people from the same place that we're judging ourselves. Does it mean anything about you? No. It's saying much, much, much more about the other person. The question, I think, said, can I believe they're wrong? Yes, you absolutely can, because every single human being has this psychology moving through them, right? I just want you to get a sense of that. The person that you are is basically like the space underneath all of your psychology. What moves through, what's always changing, is your thoughts, feelings and behaviour. But if you have a root core that I don't feel good enough, or I'm not good enough here, and someone else says something to you which kind of hooks into that, we have a story around our identity. So if I try and give you an example where for a long time I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't feel like I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought I had character flaws. And a long time ago, somebody did something to me as part of my business, my old business, where this person came in and befriended all the clients that I had. No worries, Gemma. Nice to see you anyway. She befriended everybody that was kind of in my community, and then left the community, taking quite a lot of clients with her, and stole from me. I won't go into huge details here, but anyway, at that point in my life, so I'm going back about 10 years, I think, because of how I felt about myself, I was constantly looking for evidence to back that up. It's called a forward feedback loop. So if you don't feel good enough, you'll find evidence and it will hook into your story. So it hooked into my story. One, I lose everyone. That was one of my stories, because as those of you who know me well know, I suffered a traumatic loss. So it hooked into I lose everyone, and it hooked into I'm not good enough. And that's been proven. This person has done this to me. And this person was actively saying unpleasant things on social media. And I was reading them, and I was in my mind getting defensive, and then I was kind of going, oh my gosh, this is true, and then I was going, no, this isn't true, this is who I am, and da-da-da-da-da. So I was going into my little monkey mind either way. So it's not true, yes it is true, that's not who I am, yes it is. But underneath all of that is, and that's all changing, underneath all of that is the truth of who I am, which is always okay. If we don't know that we're always okay, we will take others' comments to mean something about us rather than it meaning the state of their mind in that moment, where they're at. Have you ever heard the saying, hurt people hurt people? You get a sense from that if you're hurting, you're going to lash out. And I'm sure we've all experienced this in relationships, different types of relationships over the years, where we've felt hurt by somebody or hurt by something that somebody's done or said. But it never means anything about you, because if we're all living in the place of we're creating our experience from the inside, it means they're having some thinking about something, you, them, in the same way that when we hear something horrible about us, we have a lot of thinking about what that means about us. Does that make sense? I hope it does. I explore all of this and much more in my 8-week program, which I'm opening up now to everybody, and in my little circle group. So I'd love to connect with you. I do one-to-one as well, and I've got my retreat coming up in April, where we could dive into this hugely, these pieces, and be in nature whilst we're doing it. So if you'd like to connect, I'd love to hear from you, and I'm going to do another video around the retreat completely and talk a little bit about that. And I've got a podcast that I'll be releasing with the guy that I run the retreat with. So I look forward to connecting with you, and I'll put all the necessary links below, and I'll talk to you very soon. Take care, have a lovely weekend.